Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Wingate Solutions. I hope you're doing well. Today's video is going to be a little different. It's something I wanted to test for a while, so I figure I bring you along, make a video about it. And that is, I'm curious of how well a few of my suppressors and muzzle devices mitigate flash, specifically in low light conditions with a few different types of ammo. So I'm going to get into the specifics and then we'll wait till it gets dark and get after it. Thanks guys. I'm specifically going to be using 16-inch mid-length barrels. They're all Ballistic Advantage Hansen profile barrels. I don't think that'll really affect anything, but just all three rifles I'll be using are going to have consistent barrels on them. All right, the two ammos I'm going to be using for this test today, just to keep costs down, I'm just using two ammo types, 4 rounds a piece per platform. It's going to be the 75 grain AAC with the Hornady bullet, and also the 55 grain AAC 5.56. So there's just two that I have been using in my rotation recently. The 75 grain is kind of like my go-to round. I use that for distance, and if I needed to use these rifles for other purposes, that's the round as of right now that I like to use due to its availability and cost. It's pretty affordable at about 60 cents a round for a 75 grain. And I've had pretty good luck with it. So I'm hoping it does well in this test. I have no idea if they use any kind of flash mitigation in the powders or anything like that. So this test is going to kind of show me that. And that's why I wanted to do this either way. And I figured I'd bring you guys along just to kind of get some data on this subject. So to keep the cost down, I'm only going to do 4 round strings about a second apart. And I will go through each platform with the 75 grain first, letting everything cool down, and then go back and do the 55 grain, just so that the suppressors are at the relatively the same temperature when I do this test. Try to keep some of the variables down. All right, the actual devices I'm going to be testing. YHM Turbo K. So I have this one direct thread onto the barrel. So there's the baffles start about right here. This is all just empty space where the muzzle device would have been if it had a QD suppressor mount. So this will be kind of interesting to see. I like this little can. It's by no means like the end all be all suppressor. They're very budget minded. It's a tiny can, so it's in theory not going to work as well as a longer can. And it'll be kind of exciting to see how this one does in low light with flash. Next up, so this one's going to be a few different tests just with the muzzle device. I believe this is a forward controls, and if not, I'll post it here. Forward controls, chemo style attachment. Now this is kind of like an A2 bird cage design, and they work really well at suppressing flash. So I'd imagine this thing with no suppressor is going to work really well. It'll kind of be a control for us in a way. Then I have my Sandman K. So again, a short can. I'm going to be testing this one with and without the e-brake on the front, because I want to see how it does with flash, just the K can itself. And from experience, it's kind of a flashy little can, even on the 16-inch. And I'm going to see how this e-brake changes it. And again, from past shooting, I have a pretty good idea what this one's going to look like with flash at night, but it'll be kind of dependent on the ammo too. It changes up the flash pattern, having this e-brake. It's still there, but it kind of makes it a very unique starburst style. So that one will be kind of cool. I also have standard Sandman S and the standard flashhider from Dead Air. That'll again be a little bit of a control. In theory, these two should work well. They are flashhiders, so I'm hoping they do. So it'll be those two, the S, the K. I'll do this one twice because I will have it with and without the e-brake. So I'll have to make sure I let that one cool down in between. And the Turbo K. Those will be the ones I'm doing. That's why I'm only keeping it to 4 rounds, just so I can keep costs down for me, because their ammo's a little bit pricey. So I'll be doing that 75 grain for 4 rounds, and then the 55 grain for 4 rounds on each of these platforms. So, all right, now I'm going to let it get dark out so that it's consistent and get after it. All right, figuring out the tripod setup so I can keep this as consistent as possible. So all the rifles will be in an Arco mount, so I'm not going to move anything. So they're going to be exactly the same position for each shot and each rifle, each setup. Camera's going to stay on that tripod and not move at all for the duration of the testing. So I wanted to give you a good visual what it looks like in the daylight so you can kind of get an idea once it gets dark. I don't know how much the camera or the phone is going to affect the actual image or how dark it is. I'm going to wait till it gets consistently as dark as it's going to get tonight. And I'm going to do this testing. It's kind of a 45-degree angle off the muzzle, same height as the muzzle, as you can see. So kind of want to give the best of both worlds as far as seeing it from the front, but also seeing it from the side. So hopefully that angle kind of works, and we'll find out together. So I haven't done this sort of testing, and I'm hoping it looks cool. I'm hoping it gives us some feedback and some good data points to maybe consider whether it's ammo choice or the different muzzle devices themselves to see which ones work well in low light conditions, just for science. You know, it's kind of a fun topic to get into. I think recently Brass Facts did a good video on low light shooting muzzle flash with suppressors, like way more in depth and scientific than my testing. They got into using nods, night vision with flash from a few different cans, and it was a really cool video. So it's kind of been on my mind to make one similar, just for my own purpose, to see what my rifles and barrel lengths do with flash at night. And yeah, that's what we're going to get after. I'll stop talking and we'll get this thing going. Wait till it gets dark and see what happens. All right, first up is going to be the birdcage style flash hider, no suppressor. Definitely a little bit of visual flash. I don't think I remember that having any flash with the 75 grain. So it'll be interesting to check that out after edit. All right, next up is the dead air flash hider, no suppressor. From my perspective, that one looked pretty good. If anything, there were some sparks coming out of the ejection port. Cool. All right, next is going to be the Sandman K, no e-brake. That is flashy. All right, Sandman K with the e-brake. That one's kind of spicy. All right, next up is the Sandman S. All right, YHM Turbo K. I'm excited to see how that one did. At least from my perspective, there was less flash than the S. Definitely way less flash than the K. Sandman K. So, cool. All right, guys, that's going to conclude the video. I'm cold. I'm ready to get back to the house and check out this footage and see it from your perspective. I'm hoping it went well, and I'm hoping I got some good data for my own conclusions on these setups. And if you like this content, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up, that like button, and give me a comment down below, some feedback or something you want to see next, anything like that, whatever you feel like commenting down there. I enjoy reading them. If you want to support us any further, go ahead and check out our website at www.wingatesolutionsllc.com. We have custom-made rifle slings and slinger tension straps, and soon to be a few new other products that my wife and I are making. So go check that out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Till next time, get out and train.